Hi, this is Erica from Simply Craft and welcome to another demo. And today I wanted to show you a little technique of creating rippled reflection in water. So I'm using these stamps today. Let me just get them out. They're a set of stamps from a magazine called Creative Stamping, and really love the wildlife. They're perfect for doing this kind of effect. So I'm going to use the giraffe today. So I've already got them ready to go. I should put that aside for a minute. So what I did was I roughly sketched out where everything is going to be, and it's underneath. I've got it on the gel plate on an acetate, and then I've got the acetate on top of the drawing. And today I'm using the Nellie Snellen Gel Plate, but this could just so easily be used on any kind of gel plate. And I'm going to use Distress inks, and I've got the two colours, and that is Distress Oxide Candy Apple and Distress Oxide Squeezed Lemonade. So let's get started. So I'm going to just put out a couple of blobs of the colour next to each other but not touching. That's important when you're doing this. And then I've got my brayer, and I'm just going to start blending the two together, and I'm ever so slightly moving it but not a lot, but by doing that you get the colour blend. And there we go, got a nice colour blend going on. And because I want to do red at the top and yellow, and obviously my brayer is not big enough for this plate anyway, I'm going to turn it to the side, and I'm going to do the first half. Oops, slipping. So get my first half covered. Then I'm going to turn it again, get some more colour, and then do the bottom half. Bottom half could be less anyway, so that's quite good. So any sort of flaws, just make sure not too bad. The first thing I've got to do is get the colour out where the reflection of the sun is going to be. So I've punched a hole out of paper, and I'm just going to press that down and remove that ink. So that's just taken that away. If I'm in any doubt that there's not enough taken off, I can always put it back. But you can see the ink is on there. And then what I want to do is I need to put the one in the sky, but I'm going to leave that there. That one's curled a bit. Let me get another one. I had a fresh one made up anyway. So we'll put that one there, and that's going to stay there for the print. So the first thing I want to do is to get my ink, and I'm going to use a Distress Ink Vintage Photo, and I'm going to stamp the giraffe. Now this is the reflection, so it's the upside down one in the water. So we turn him upside down, and we put him there. Okay. Then I've got this is a silicone tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some ripples through the water. So I'm just going backwards and forwards, and what I'm doing is, and also going through the sun, so you might as well go through the whole thing and create ripples in the water. So just going backwards and forwards, and just not completely in the same direction, otherwise it's going to look too structured. It's more kind of random than that. So I think we've got everything in place now. We've got our giraffe ready in its reflection. Now I'm going to take the print, place on my card and rub. Hopefully it will work. So there we go. There's our reflection, and there is our sun in the sky. Now we have to fill in the gaps. I want to first of all just gently clean this, because I need to use an archival ink now, because we're going to be doing some colouring in. I want to make it as permanent as possible. So for that I'm using archival in potting soil, and I'm going to stamp the giraffe the right way round now. So I like to match the feet up but overlap them slightly because it's in the water. So we'll get him there. So there he is, and he's now standing in the water. And I'm just going to mask him off because I want to put my horizon in. So I've got a mask already cut out. I've got some repositionable adhesive on the back. Just the legs are a bit wonky, but hopefully it won't matter because it's going through the side. There we go. Now I'm going to use my black VersaFine, and I'm going to stamp the horizon with the tree. So I'll do my first one about here. And then I think just to carry the grass through, I don't want the tree, so what I'm going to do is just cut a piece of paper to cover that over. Oops, bigger piece. Let's get a bigger piece and we'll cover that. And there we go, I'll ink it first and then we'll just cover that and just use the grass. Because although I can clean it, guaranteed there'll still be some on there, and I'll just use that and cover it, follow it through. Let's just carefully put it in place. There we go. I'm sure some of you have got way more precision than me, but I kind of just play it by ear. See, if I'd have stamped that, I'd have got that, but now I haven't. I've just got that lovely grass following through. And finally, if I can find it, just find the little birds flying in the sky. And again, we'll do that in VersaFine, and we'll just have them flying out of the frame. And I think we're done. So I'm going to remove that now, and there we have it. We've got our giraffe with its reflection. Now it doesn't really come alive until you start adding the detail. So there's two ways of doing that. I've got my Pitt pen, which I'm going to add a shoreline because the giraffe is just in the water there. So we'll make sure. And I'm also going to do some like ripples to really help emphasize those ripples in that I've put in the giraffe's reflection. So it's got a real kind of proper water effect. Doesn't have to be a lot, but it looks like he's making some effect of being the reason of being in the water. And I'm using Inktense pencils simply because they're nice and strong. I just realised if there's any masking that just left a gap, you can just fill it in, just in case you're slightly off. There we go. Just filling those in there. There we are, that's better. And then it's just a case of colouring in. Obviously I'm not going to have much time to show you properly, but I will do it very, very quickly. But I have one already finished, so you don't have to see me colouring everything in. But you can see, so I'm colouring that, and you can see it covers up everything. But I'm also going to fill in these bits. But you can see where it's kind of distorted, that's also where you want the colour to go. So it's not a complete reflection of the giraffe, it's a sort of mashed up version of it. Hopefully you can see that. You see I'm going outside the lines because the lines have become blurred. There we go, hopefully you got an impression of that. And then just finally I added some more colour to the sand because it was too close to the other. But this is where you can just really just go crazy and add lots and lots of different detail. I'm going to quickly show you the one that I completed because it does, obviously I've changed it around. It's quite nice to do something different every time. This one's facing the other way. No, he's not facing the other way, but he's kind of moved further. So you can see now I've added a little touch of blue into the water, just because further on up the sky we might still get some blue in the up above. And you can see I've added the shadow to the sand and a little bit more, taking it into the water. So there we go. That is reflections in water done with stamping. Thanks for watching.